It was a great first half, Dennis, wasn't it?
I know, if only they gave points out for different halves. I thought, yeah, we showed some energy, but we gave Wigan too many chances. You can't give them that much ball and expect not to get run out of energy. You can't not kick the ball out when you get penalties. You can't drop the ball in the first play when you've been under your cosh. I said we worked really hard. We just ran out of steam. We just ran out of punch. And we got bullied in the second half. We got run over the top of. We got battered by a very physical, good side. Like I said, they got some good players in their team, and it's pretty big boys. And they taught us a lesson in the second half and run hard, tackle hard.
Even so, Dennis, you think that final scoreline flattered them somewhat?
I'm not really bothered about the score. I thought we like I said, we lost the penalty count badly. We gave them loads of ball in the first half and still end up 16-4 and scored in the last play of the first half. We did some real good stuff in the first half, but we still didn't help ourselves by field position and the territory we gave Wigan. And then we went on a 5-day turnaround. I got 3 lads coming back, and that's the first game of the season, and we're on a 5-day turnaround again. When you've not been able to train either because of the weather. Like I said, every team's had the same problems with not being able to train, but I was more disappointed in the fact that we just, like I said, we didn't look like, when we had the ball, we just didn't look like the side that we practiced to be or we've been so far this year. We were making stuff up, we were jumping all over the place, and then we were making mistakes and trying to force things and just giving opportunities to Wigan. You can't give that, a quality side like Wigan, you can't give them that many opportunities. And say he's got a couple of good tries and they work us over a few times and then score an edge on the back of a double penalty. And then they forced their way over from dummy half. One, Sutton scores coming back against the grain, a bit close to the line. It's a try on our part. It's just a soft try, and then the try from Tommy and diving over from dummy. It's a soft try. It's not the tries that they're the tries that you know that you've actually been worn down constantly and had to do a lot of goal line D. And somebody just switches off for a second. Lessons to be learned from us there, yeah. I thought we did some really good stuff defensively. I thought we answered all the questions they had for long periods of the game. It was only that last 10-15 minutes when we just ran out of steam.
What do you make of the performances of the returnees, Runciman and Gerrard?
I thought they were all right. I thought Charles was really good. Well, Alex, like I say, just run out of gas.
Any other standouts then, in particular?
Well, pushed at the moment, I'm a bit disappointed.
So is it just about maintaining that consistency from now on?
I think we were consistent in some of the things, and it was just, again, we ran out. This game's tough enough without them going a full gate. It's not an equal playing field when you've got two sides having different turnarounds at different stages of the week. That's just unfair. It happens and you've got to get on with it. But we've done it twice this year so far, and it's both times we've ended up running out of steam. I think against Warrington we did the same, and against Wigan we've done the same again. It's hard to go Sunday, Friday, and we put a fight up. But the best team won in the end. They bullied us, they battered us, and even at 16-4 at half time, we'd done some good stuff, but we'd had no field position. We'd lost the penalty count quite badly. We'd had, I think it was 13 sets to their 18 sets. You're always on the back foot. It looks all right on the scoreboard, but you look at the numbers and you think we're going to pay the price here somewhere along the line. And Wigan just stayed in the fight. And they got that first score and it just gave them loads of momentum.
Just the rub of the green in that first half. Like I say, you covered every blade of glass, and then it was just that sucker punch at the end with that try, and you could tell the legs were just starting to go. And then in the second half, they just couldn't quite recover. But after loads of good work in that first half.
Yeah, there was loads of good stuff in it. But there was some, I said, just really, I think, pretty filthy with a couple in there at the moment as well. But only because it's fundamental, basic stuff that they've let themselves down with, and it's just unacceptable. It's not to kick the ball out on the full or to make a poor, to be soft in a contact when the goal line's on your back foot. They're just unacceptable, and it's the standards that we would need to drive better as a group. But we'll learn from that again. It's like I say, it would have been fantastic to come here and win again. But we're a different side this year, and I thought we did some really good stuff defensively, and I thought we looked a solid unit with 4 or 5 changes we made, like losing Chris for sickness, and Christine and Jay Taplow through just knocks and too quick to bring him back into that. Chris Houston's still missing with suspension. Lloyd White back in the mix next week from injury, and we've given a couple of lads a good opportunity tonight to get some knocks and some air in their lungs in Alex Gerrard and McGrath Luluai. So it's it was a.
Fans seem really happy at the end. Stayed right to the end. The fans and the
Well,
players.
they can see effort and energy in us. They can see that a couple of calls went against us and were pretty bizarre along the way. But you live with those kind of calls, and sometimes you get them back, and sometimes you don't. And tonight wasn't our night. And I think that's down to the fact that Wigan were so dominant. They dominated us. They physically dominated us in that second half, and it's hard to sit here and say when you expect so much from your team. But I thought the second half they stood over the top of us and physically dominated us in every aspect of the game. And it shows scores when they score 26 points to our none.